there, it's me, Liberalia, and welcome to a new video with me. Basically, I've made a decision. I've decided I'm actually going to probably go back to the old silly tavern. And I want to relay to you exactly why I would want to do this. This particular update of Silly Tavern, I think it looks very messy, to be honest. It looks very messy. It's got a lot of features I don't really understand what they do, to be quite honest. And I don't actually think most of those are that useful to me. I mean, these character locks and everything are actually very clunky and awkward to use. I think I've overcomplicated things a bit too much in this Silly Tavern. As you can probably see here, it's way overcomplicated. I mean, if you just look at that, it's like you've locked that to that character. I mean, it would be much better in theory if you could have like just had a quick way of selecting from the avatars of the player you're in. So say if you go to just for example, say you go to Adrian Dark and you've got Chant of Wonder here, who's obviously your persona. If there was some quick menu or something, you could go basically, and I don't mean this because this is useless. I mean that's just a load of avatars all scrambled, and they don't really work very well for anyone who has over 100 characters like I do. So that's not really that useful. I just keep that as a nice display down there really. You know, and obviously yeah, the easiest way to do so is to go into here, quickly type in your character. It takes a while though. I mean, even if I tried doing this at the speed, you could say that you basically could try doing this at top speed. Let's see how long it takes me. Right? I'm going to put a token, Shantif, and then because of my bad spelling, I will misspell, and then I'll write it, and then it will come up, and then it will be there. And then I'll switch to it. But if you're doing a conversation in your play, you don't want to have to do all that. You don't want to have to go in and go, oh my god. I mean I've had to do all that in my recent play. So I'd switch to Shantif. Shantif would then come up and basically say, now I know the character lock thing in theory would actually lock Shantif to the chat, so Shantif would be automatically loaded. But then say I wanted to add another character into the story. I wanted to add, say, Red Skies into the story, and I started to do a thing as Red Skies, and I send a message as Red Skies. And then after that, I want to go back to Shantif. Do you see what's cool? Do you see the problem here? I want to type Shantif in again, and then switch back to Shantif. For neurodivergents like me, this is a bit of a flaw with this Silly Tavern. I understand that these softwares are never made to autistic standards. And that's why I've learned the fundamental lessons from life. If you want something done, gotta do it yourself. I think we'll say bye-bye to the Silly Tavern. Because, like I said, I'm just going to go back to the old one now. Ooh, what's that on my desktop? I don't remember that program. Mystic Tavern. Ooh. Yes, I forgot. I acquired this. Which one? Let me just open this up. Ooh, now this looks a bit like the old Silly Tavern. Certainly looks intriguing. Let's go into the Mystic Realm side of it. Alright, so now we've got the nice neat look of the original Silly Tavern, but hey, there's some interesting stuff going on here. I'm going to have to say, I have a feeling if we dig deeper into this, we're going to find some surprises. I'm just picking a fire now because I need the text bigger to see. Let's load up an LLM and play with this. This looks fascinating. I'm going to just load Linares as normal. Gwen actually failed. I'll just let you know, it just did not do my characters very well at all. So, looks like I'm stuck with Linares for now. I'm thinking I'll try and gem her sometime, but we'll have to see. not best of sign, it just took absolutely ages to load that, but sometimes when you do that, it does mean it's going to have a few problems acting your characters. So I might need to. You probably know on this channel, it seems to happen every time I run OBS. So I'm going to say OBS is slightly bullshit for this, but okay. Okay. Just cancel that connection and re-establish it. Okay, so we certainly have a very interesting looking version of this Silly Tavern here. This Silly Tavern is called Silly Tavern Mystic Tavern. It's almost like a mod of Silly Tavern. Wow. Wonder what secrets are in here. I do actually wonder. Okay, I'll send a message as Adrian Dark in this play. So we're doing a play here about Arthur, this little foal here, who makes plushes for all his friends. Which is really quite a cute thing, don't you think? Now, if you actually look at them further up in this play, you will see I've got quite a few characters in there. We've got Race Dog, we've got Bambi, we've got Adrian Dark. So it is a group play, but at the same time we've also got a good few other characters as well as just the bots. And these are the bots here. We've got Racing Legends, Arthur, Adrian Dark and Gazelle. But I've also been acting quite a few different characters. There's a few personas here. You've got Adrian Dark. Alfie's another persona. You see her in red. I've actually done that on my setup so I can see that easier. Personas are in red. So, quite a few personas here, so I'm probably going to have to go up here and switch persona quite a few times. Not exactly looking forward to that, but okay. So I've done it in the past, right? Okay, so let me type. But these look easy. Thank you, Brigadius. You're the best, Arthur. She's going to say, yes, you are, love. Sending her sort of loving message to them all. Oh. Now, sometimes the wrong character will apply, so if that ever happens, just cancel that and trigger their speech bubble. Thankfully, that's the same in all versions of Silly Tavern. So, just do that. If the wrong one applies, just do that. The play logic in Silly Tavern, I can't say it's improved in newer versions either. I've had this problem across all the versions. Oh. And Arthur's like a very sort of cute character, I have to be honest. Now, I did notice Bambi is in this place, so what I'll probably have to do is I'll probably have to go up here and normal. And I do prefer the buttons here, to be honest. I much prefer that. And I'm just going to type Bambi in here. And gosh. Now, it takes me a while to find Bambi, to be honest, because I've got a lot of Bambis. You could probably say, oh, goodness me. Oh, where's the Bambi I'm looking for? Bambi 1. Where's Bambi 1 went? My eyes are not being done. Where is he? Oh, I scrolled past him. I do that all the time, you know. Really do. Okay. Now Bambi can say something. I wonder if there was an easier way to do that. What would happen if I dreamt big? If I used my mystical abilities I believe I've got. Maybe, just maybe, I could bypass the limits of Silly Tavern and activate the Mystic Tavern. It's not going to work, but let's just see. What if I right-clicked on this? Oh my god. What is this menu? Okay. Never. I can set the persona from here. So I can switch instantly back to Adrian Dark without going near this thing. That's amazing. No need to type. So it seems this tavern does have a few secrets. So what if I want to switch back to Bambi? I could right click you. Ah, okay. I'd have to find Bambi on the chat. And wait a minute, what's this? Persona card. Ooh. Now that's a lot easier to find. Hey, that's pretty cool. That's cool. That's properly cool. Especially for someone who does such complex roleplays like me. You can just switch from character to character right there by right clicking. That is really cool. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, generation queued, replies received, time to check. Oh my god. No, I didn't know you could get all that status. Yeah, I'll say only applies to things. Received. Okay. Yeah. Oh wow. Well, this is definitely going to be a game changer. Now, I wonder if I wanted to add someone else into the play, say Euphoric, and I do Euphoric comes into the shop. So I'm sending one message as Euphoric workshop. Excuse my spelling. Look at that. Okay, everyone's now going to greet Euphoric. So Euphoric is now officially in the play. I brought him in. My question is, can he now be selected? Is he now in the right click collection? The persona cache. Is he now in there? Could I switch back to Euphoric after maybe switching back to Bambi so Bambi can greet his friend? You do dark arts to embarrass him a bit. Oh yeah, well Euphoric is actually part Fire Eater. So Casey's picked up on that quite sharpish. Okay. Now, is he in there? Oh my god, look! He's there! He's added! He's now officially part of the play. So now I can scroll down. Now one thing I've noticed which is quite interesting is that 2 of the bots are available. Wait a minute, I haven't explored Realmian cache yet. I see. So, hold on, let me just click on this a little further up so you can see clearer. Realmian cache. So does that mean I could seize control of one of these? I could become the bot for one go. Does that work? Without the use of slash commands or tricky codes? Just a simple right click and I can take it over. Let's see. Can I take it? Can I become, for example, Gil? Gazy. Whoa! Okay, so I think test this out properly. I'll become Adrian Dark because Gazy's already replied, and I'll say something as Adrian. We'll see if this really works. Adrian is going to say to Gazy, yeah, you know Euphoric is a keen fire eater. I can't remember if fire eaters are one word or two words. I'll try it that way. And look at that. I was able to send that as Adrian Dark. Basically, we could have now done one-liners for bot. Now this could be really useful for when in group plays, especially if bots have particular speech patterns. We could kick the bot and get a speech pattern back on track. Okay, I'm going to switch persona back to Euphoric, and he's going to explain that. He's going to say, but remember Gazy, these are not normal fire. They're the fires of love, and only protect and warm, just like Blaine said. See what Gazy says to that. So if you agree, this is one of these little features that is very helpful when it works properly. You can see now my vision in action, you could say, of here in Mystic Tavern. I've granted my wish, and it certainly is going to help me in my role plays. Would it benefit yours? I wouldn't see any reason why it wouldn't. I mean, it's got to be quicker than going into here, scrolling through hundreds of avatars, or typing in the name of the avatar and getting it up. It's got to be slightly quicker than that. Even if you are a great speller, it's just annoying to have to keep going up here and keep going, oh my god, I'll just switch to this character, switch back to that, switch back to that, switch back to that, especially if it's already in the play. And that's why also as well, I've got the feature where you can basically seize back your latest persona that you've used if you've used two quite close together. I don't know why we're going on about that, that's nothing to do with it. So I'm just going to trim the rest of those remarks off and just leave them Gazy. Sometimes the characters go a bit off, but like I said, I don't think that LLM's loaded quite properly. It never loads properly. Well, to be honest. If anyone can think of a slightly better LLM than Lunaris, do let it go, because Lunaris is Lunaris is difficult to say the least, even though it plays the characters really well. But yeah, so that's Mystic Tavern in a nutshell. It's not a giant mod, but it's definitely got some useful features. So what I'm going to now do here is I'm going to show you that when you change chat, and this was quite hard to set up, these databases should all update. So I'm going to switch to Aurella. You can see we've got Aurella, the Dinner Chaser, in this scene. So let's have a look at the cache now. Look at this! These must be all the characters in that play. And there's a bunch in this one. You've got OOC, which is actually the narrator. You've got Apocalypse. You've got Aurora Wonder. You've got Arthur. Arthur's actually in this one. You've got the Dinner Chaser. And right at the bottom there, you've got Algora. That is a bunch of characters. And then obviously you've only got one bot. And that's Aurella. Now, let's check if this hasn't malfunctioned. Let's go up through this chat and see if we can see these characters. Yeah, Algora's there. Arthur's there. Aurora Wonder's there. Apocalypse is there. And the narrator's there. There you are. So you can see it's done a really good job of pulling those. I mean, that's quite a lot of personas it's had to pull in. Now, we'll let you know this will hold up to 20 personas. It did decide to make a limit on it. I personally would have had this unlimited, but I think it had to do a limit to basically keep the computers, the computer from crashing, the program from crashing and stuff. So it is 20 personas. That would still be a lot of characters for one play. That would still be a lot of characters for one play. And it'll hold the latest 20. But in theory, if you were being really adventurous and you were like, well, I think by that time it would actually be quite acceptable to go into here and recall them up again through here and basically add them back into the persona list by sending a new messages in. I think by that time, if I've gone off by 20 screens, that would be totally fair. Right. Let's have a look at Bambi. Okay, so I think there's only 2 in this one. Let's check the caches. Yeah, Tara's in there and Bambi's in there. So, simple little play, that one. I know it's quite a new play. Some of my plays don't last long. We'll let you know that. I don't always get into a really big thing. Now, this is like a sing-along play that we're having. So, let's right click for Seal. Yeah, Eldorado and Bambi Nelson. That's the 2 characters in this one. So you can see it can pick up elaborate plays and it can pick up regular ones as well. It can pick up ones where basically it's been the same persona all the way through, and it could, I mean, quite a lot of hers end up quite mad. I'm going to have to be honest, so there's probably more than one play here. Oh no, just hilarious. But to be honest, I think I went into a group chat, that one. I think I went into a group chat. And obviously if you reset the conversation, then the cache should in theory wipe. Now I haven't actually tried that yet. So I'm gonna do this one, and then what I'm gonna do is, because this I will probably be going back to this play, I'll reset this one, we'll see if the cache wipes. So, oh wow, okay, so we've got a bunch of characters here. I think this is because this is Euphoric-Blue's eatery. Euphoric is Euphoric is doing like Euphoric is playing the piano, I think, in that play. We've got Cyber Seb, Cyber Bambi, Swoop C, Rainbow Bill, Light of the World, and Euphoric, all in the one play, and of course they're all playing with Cool and Bambi. Okay, so this would actually be a good challenge. So I'm going to now see if all those disappear when I ask for a new chat. Right. Now what have I got? They are empty. That's because you haven't sent anything as anyone yet. So no one is in that cache. And of course you've got the bot in that cache. So yeah, that works pretty well. Now, one thing I haven't actually tried to do is restore a chat. Because you can restore chats on here. Manage chat files and say, well, I might want to go back to that one. Will that now reload? Yes, it did. It did. So there you are. So, Anti-Grav's got that mechanism down absolutely perfect, I'm going to have to say. That cache does flush and reload at the right times. Go to the Howling Bambi, we'll see how he's doing. I think this is only 2 characters. Yep, Blackberry and Howling Bambi, of course. And it's quite nice because I can now have a peek at which players are the most complex. You could say at a glimpse. It will tell you how many characters basically in each one. Calicon, Tranquill Delilah in this one, and Calicon and Delilah in themselves. Our Dinner Chaser's not got a play running at the moment. Easy Diffusion, he gets a busy time. Alright, he's just with Hair Alice on that one. Eden. Oh wow, okay, quite a few here. We have Tara Prowl, Green Bill, Adrian Bark, Goldar, and the narrator. That's who OOC is. And they're all interacting with Eden. So Eden's obviously been travelling about in this tale. I mean, it's just handy for when you have big elaborate chats, or you might want to bring in maybe a character that he's met before again later on. You can just select it from the cache. And if you do forget and reload it through here, you know, it's not going to damage the cache. I think the worst it would do is actually put it twice into the cache. But I don't know if it would do that. I don't know if it would do that. So once again, since we're sort of power testing the cache here, let's pretend that I'm somebody who's a bit silly. I've downloaded this version of Silly Tavern, but I don't know about that new feature. And I actually decide I'm going to just do things the old way. And I bring Green Bill into it. And Green Bill, I'm just going to do what he always does. He's just going to laugh. Just to bring him into the scene. Okay, we'll go wait for the play. And then we're going to see if Green Bill's in the cache twice. Or once. Why is he? Okay, why is he? He's mixed up with a completely different play. He's mixed up with a completely different play. Just going to swipe that for absolutely definite. I don't know why it's mixed up with the Artemis play. Oh, okay. Just try again. I can't remember what's going on in this play. There. Oh, what's so funny, Green Bill? Yeah, that's probably a better approach. Okay. Right, so we'll see if he's in here twice. And look at that, he's not. He's went back to the top, but he's not in there twice. So this is a really good cache. I'm not gonna lie. And now I can switch to Tranquill Euphoric and say he has accelerated humour disorder. So Greenbill just laughs. He doesn't always actually have to be laughing at something. I wonder if I got mixed up with the Artemis player, because Tranquill Euphoric was in the Artemis one. Okay, Adam. So look at this Danish girl. It's quite cool because I can now get an overview. Oh my gosh, okay, a few are in this play. We have a narrator, Bambi is in this one, Frida's in it, Quantum's in it, and Feral for police dogs in it. Well, Feral for sort of 10 police dogs in it. We've got her Houston. Okay, so she's got a few friends in her play. Now he gets a busy time. Essa. I probably won't count. I wouldn't have thought that accidentally go into the cache. I'm obviously using OOC here as a extra, as a different character. Just something that doesn't trick the cache. Nope, doesn't look like it has. So even though I'm using OOC as Ezra, because I haven't got a profile of Ezra yet, a persona of her, it's just put it in as OOC because that's the persona cache I'm using. Where's the ETA hack 130 by Mathwire? Now that's one thing I think I'm going to maybe allow in my version as well. There's two more features I want to add to this. One, I want to add vice versa. I want to add it, have it that you can send the current persona to be a bot in a group chat. So that basically the current persona can become a bot when you're not playing it. A temporary bot, but like you get the temporary persona of the what? So it'll be a new option on the actual bot, which will be ETA in this case. You'll go to Realmian, it wouldn't be Realmian cache, and it would say, well no, sorry, it'll be on the persona. Instead of set this persona, it'll be set this persona as bot or something, or convert this to bot. And that would only be available probably on group chats. And on group chats, you basically be able to convert the persona and turn it into a bot. I mean, my plays get so elaborate, I might even end up having... But then again, I might be just overcomplicating it, and I definitely don't want to do that. I might end up having a whole spot for temporary bots, but I don't actually think I need that. I think it'll be quite satisfactory just to have this in group chats, and just have it that you can basically put set persona as bot, and then it would add the bot. It would create a bot and add it to your chat, and then that bot will be there. So that's Mystic Tavern in a nutshell. I hope you're really impressed with this project. However, and I'm going to have to confess something here, there's one feature of Mystic Tavern I'm really excited about. And I'm afraid it doesn't work quite properly at the moment. But I would definitely be letting you peek behind the curtain, you could say. There is a whole new chat mode in this one that I have came up with, you could say, with my experiences with the real thing. and I've decided to help navigate a virtual version of it within Mystic Tavern. Now, I don't think I'm going to be keeping the button where it is in the next version. I think this will be a completely separate chat mode, and you will activate it. Oh, first of all, you're probably wondering, what does this little brain icon do up here? Mystic Thoughts. This isn't as clunky as the one in the new version of Silly Tavern, where you have to hook up a law book, and basically you have to basically put lots and lots of, like, you have to create a whole law book, create the chapters, and then write the law and all that. It's not as clunky as that. This is a simple little thing for basically having the character to have thoughts that would be relevant for the player that they're in. So maybe you might want ETA to remember what he had for dinner. You could put that in here, and ETA would remember in your play what he had for dinner. Should remember what he had for dinner. So in this play, I mean, ETA, I'm just having a look what ETA is doing. Finishes his tea, that hit the spot. And God, I could have smelled one way at Ezra. I'm going to put ETA, then remembers he, I'm going to run, has to call on, and this is another character. Right, I'm just doing this to see if ETA will actually remember this. Right, so that should now be locked into his brain. So when we play, so I'm going to switch to OOC again, switch back to it, and I'm going to play Ezra again. I want to see if ETA mentions something about what I've just put in his brain. Otherwise, I'm not completely sure if this brain function is completely working. I haven't actually used it a lot since I put it in. It was sort of like an extra little feature, really. The main feature was the persona stuff and the caches. Oh shit, one of those. Okay, just going to say, I will, thank you. This is quite polite as a and walks away back into, I think she's at her restaurant. Back into the room. I'll just put back into the room. Because, yeah, this is an old play. I mean, I would normally go back to a play like this. This is old news now. But I need someone to demonstrate the features and stuff on. Now, we'll let you know when I show you the final part of this. Mystic Tavern. This part is, I'm aware it's wonky. I haven't got any quote on anti-grav to fix it just yet, but I'm making a big report of what anti-grav will need to fix on it. However, I found out there is a way to force it to run, but it runs a bit wobbly, I'm not gonna lie. It will run much better when it's fixed up. But the ideas behind it are pretty, shall I say, daring. It breaks a lot of the rules of Silly Tavern and allows things to get a bit chaotic. That's a bit of detail there. It's not actually sticking to that play, I think, very much, but I think that's because that play. Just trying to check some about that play. Yeah, aye, this play was not. This play was done through LM Studio, not not, it wasn't done through Kobold, which I now use. So yeah, these older plays may not work quite correctly because Kobold and LM Studio do act quite different. Okay. Right, I'm going to have to do a trick to jumpstart this mode. Because if I don't do this, it won't work. And when this does work, it doesn't work, like I said, brilliant. Now, this was actually the original group I created to test that mode with. But I'm not going to use that one now. I'm going to create another group. We're going to create a new group. Now, self-responses. Now, I know you're probably tempted to leave it empty. You cannot do that at the moment. But eventually, that is what you won't really be going through this, hopefully, in the future. You will just be clicking the main button. So, I'm going to put in... I'm going to call it the same name as the last one. This test 2. We're going to create the group. With it says there's no characters in it. So what we're going to now do is jump into it. We're going to add one character. We'll add someone that we want. Add Adrian Dark. That's all we need to do. That will just make it start working. Okay. Now, things are about to get a little mad. And, like I said, doesn't work perfectly at the minute. I'm now about to enter this new dimension. Now, I know you probably just... your eyes are probably doing a double take. Am I even still in Silly Tavern at the minute? Well, I'm in Mystic Tavern at the minute. Now, I'm actually OOC, which probably isn't the best character to be. But look at this, we've got several joining the server. The Primal Goose has joined, Smoke has joined, Red Bill has joined, Adrian Bark has joined, and Flux has joined. Believe it or not, these bots now have freedom to come and go whenever they want in the server. So I'm going to just shout out a hello to whoever talks to me. I'm sure you'll agree this looks very like Discord. If anyone's used Discord, I'm pretty sure everyone will be familiar with this layout and will agree it's emulated pretty well. It's not like, you know, perfect, but think, oh, there, here's Adrian Dark. You didn't really need to introduce himself. Now, the one problem is the characters act a bit weird here. I think the lore isn't being injected into here properly. So I've asked for that to be fixed. The characters will act a little off here. It's very good, nice that he's introducing himself, but I do already know him. I know why. It's the character I've used. Hold on. I'm going to be awkward and I'm going to stop this play because that's not a good character I've used. I've literally used a non-person. It thinks I'm a stranger. Yes. Alright, I'm going to be Greenville for this one. This will be fun. Probably not the best one to play. Right, Greenville's going on Discord now. That should go a bit smoother. He's obviously going to be on a slightly different Realmian lounge. Here we go. Adrian Bark's joined. Oh wow. All right. I like this team. This is an interesting team. So he's going to just shout a hello like he did before. Shout a hello out, see who replies. Now it might be Adrian Dark replies. Adrian Dark, strictly speaking, isn't in the chat. But he does react to things. So that needs fixed in the next version. He's not there. He should come up there or be excluded altogether. But now that he's in the chat, the others will work. None of them will work without having one in the chat. That needs fixed. Linares is typing, and I think you'll agree that looks very like Discord. Now, in the future, they're not going to act This is one thing we're going to have to do. We're going to have to get rid of their acting. They should only be chatting in this mode. And that's probably going to actually be one of the most challenging parts. So I want you just to ignore any of their actions in this mode. They should not be doing it. Lunaris. Notice the tag there. Notice you tag Lunaris. Tagging doesn't actually always work that well at the minute. It needs improved. Interesting, she said Adrienne, and yet Adrienne didn't get tagged. I think I am going to have it that it can be tagged by their first names and their second names as well. So you don't always have to write their full names, because they're not always going to write their full names. Okay, this is a problem that you get quite fast on the server, is that it starts to go blurry. This definitely needs fixed in the next version. For now, I'm going to have to shrink it super small. That's all I can do for now. I think you agree, the pace that they like all typing, I'm just letting them like talk amongst each other here. Here they are. Don't worry, little one. Is that Lunaris she's talking to? That's the Duck of the Dream Waters, also known as Hyden. And if you notice the way that her message comes up like without the avatar second time round, that's very like Discord, I think you agree. Where you end up with these message blocks, one below the other. So the alignment needs fixed, but the display definitely doesn't. It's a very Discordy display. And I think you agree, looking at it quickly, it does look quite real. It's a pity this mode is a bit broke, because I would have really liked to have played with this mode. And yeah, I could play with it in the limited way that we're doing here. But it's not obviously going to be a lot of fun if the messages keep blaring and going offline and stuff like that. And it does mean that when the conversation hits a certain peak, you just have to reset it. I'm not getting to chat very much in this one. Notice they're typing quite fast on this one, which is interesting because on the other ones they sort of leave a bit of a gap. That's all over there. So they are still in roleplay mode, which is a problem. And they should just be chatting. And to be fair, I actually seen the prompt that Anti-Grav is trying to eject into this mode, and I don't think it's being injected properly because it's actually a very good prompt. It should put them into chat mode. I'm wondering if he's gonna have to. She's gonna have to, or he's gonna have to. I don't know what gender Anti-Grav is. Change the template, the chat template. So, temporarily change the system prompt. But try and keep all the lore in it. That's gonna be hard. She might even have to invent a new system prompt that you would use in Discord mode. Okay, I've just got to end this conversation. Not because it's bad, and you can see it's all come up there. So I'm just going to end the conversation because I want one where I can maybe speak to them a little better. Hopefully, it won't go quite as fast this time. Because that was wild. Okay, we're in a new lounge. Put ourselves in a new lounge. Agent Bark's doing like what Aero did last night. He's joining all of them. I'll have to put that fault to thing as well. These should be completely random. it shouldn't be always picking the first character. So it should be Agent Bark, shouldn't be in all of them. Alright, okay, that eating space one's not going to work properly. And that's not actually a Realmian. So I'm going to have to reset it. However, you can toddle them on and off. So I'm just going to quickly go to that eatery and toddle it off. It's because of my types of Realmian and stuff. I've got eateries and stuff as cards. But you can exclude them. Oh, Magnifius. She's just going to say, hi there all. Just then come up with his avatar. I think because he said something twice. So we'll probably get the Phantom one replying. Yeah, the Phantom one replies. He's known as the Phantom because he shouldn't be there. He's only there to activate the system. So the system's going to need rewired. I actually think it's the Phantom character that puts the whole thing wrong as well. Because the Phantom character's not going through the right prompt. And then eventually they all start just lunging off each other. So the Phantom character is a big problem here. However, if I don't use it, it won't work. I'll show you what happens if we don't use a Phantom. The whole system is dead. You get typing, but you get no replies. Okay, so we're going to now have characters without a Phantom. What I might eventually do is make make a Discord admin bot. It wouldn't be a real one, obviously, but its job would be to keep the chat on track. I'm not saying I would want to have that as a permanent solution. That would not be a permanent solution. That would only be whilst it's wonky like this. Eventually they would be able to just take our own chats. So this is the problem you'll start getting. If I say hello, there's no one to reply, obviously. There's no Phantom to reply. Agent Bark's going to then try to type, but you'll notice he disappears. So he just tries to type and then he just vanishes. It's almost a bit like he... And when you look in the console window, nothing's happening. Generation abort it. So that's the last generation we've done. And you will notice that this happens now. The characters will just literally come up and go, and they won't talk. Now, strictly speaking, this is how you should be using it. You should be using it as a blank canvas and then letting them join. And the joiners need to be a bit more random. So I'm just going to append this prompt that I'm given. This is me telling Antigrav the things that are wrong. I'm going to have to say that, yeah. Number of characters online should be more random. Also, the top character should not always be the same one. And I've already written a bit about the whole system probably needing a bit of an overhaul. So I am very sorry it doesn't work at the minute. You can't see it. You could say it in action as well as you would like. Hi there, it's me, thing, just coming to give you a little bit of a bonus ending to this video. As you probably know, I've been unable to get Discord mode working properly. However, I've had a breakthrough idea on what we could do to fix it. It's a lot simpler than I originally thought. All the actions are written between asterisks. All I have to do is ask Antigrav to put in a script that will exclude text between asterisks. If we do that, we will literally get just their speech. I've just thought of this now. And that way they could still be themselves. That way they could still use their thing. They could be acting, but the acting will be suppressed from the Discord. So it will look more like they're chatting. So I'm going to now put that instruction in here. And I think that is a really clever little solution. And I'm sure Antigrav could do it. So what we would do is we would get rid of the... I mean, you've got options in Silly Tavern, I know, to trim out spaces. Why not have an option that would actually trim out active in the Discord mode? That would make it feel more natural. And of course, we'll get this fixed up so it's not all a blur like this. We're having I think, a bit of a conversation about flying. About flying. So you can definitely see there's a lot of fun conversations waiting to be had here. Ooh. Adrian's, I think, gone, and Forestry Lover's entered. Ah, she might change the subject a bit. There's Forestry Lover, right? It's gonna say it's okay like this. I know you can't really see what I'm typing anymore. Yeah, so you can see here, we just took that out and took out that bit there. Watch us up with solutions and things. That would be erased. Then you would have just the dialogue. And thankfully, all my cards are built that way. So it should still just give you just dialogue. What I might also ask it to do is that on cards that basically have speech marks, it will emit those speech marks in Discord. So, I want to ask that for that as well. I'll put it like this. Just going to put quotes there. Yeah. And I think by doing that, it will look a lot more Discord-like. I just thought of that now. That just came to me whilst I was puzzling over what to do about this. Rather than changing the behaviour of the whole thing, we could just do that. We could just suppress the acting. It could secretly still be generated. It doesn't take much longer to generate acting than it does without the acting. On this, especially on this computer. So, it can still generate it, we just don't have to see it. It can still be there, but we just won't see it in Discord mode. It will be hidden. Won't see it. And then it will feel like I just chatting. Rather than changing the behaviour and maybe messing something else up. Okay, I think that's a pretty good solution. I can't see what being sleep. What am I doing after this? And that's the thing, if it only displays that in the thing, and I would think it would actually maybe keep it more on track. I think actually it needs to actually omit the... Yeah, hold on. Just going to slightly change this plan. I think I can make this a bit more powerful. Yeah. So alright, I'm going to change this from hide to admit. I want this deleted. By erasing. Yeah, just making the plan a little more secure. A little more secure. It might be a little harder to pull off now, but the result should be that even the prompt would not see the acting. So it should hopefully kick all the characters into a non-acting mode after a while. And they should realise they're just chatting on Discord. Which hopefully the prompt will be working and everything properly next time as well. Somebody's knocked over for a shoe. I appreciate that. Now you're probably thinking as well, and I know you're probably looking at me and thinking, this is a really nice Discord mode. The idea behind it is really, really cool. But, and you probably are going to ask me this question, wouldn't you like to have this in regular mode as well? Don't worry, it's already in plan. Once we get Discord mode sorted, we're going to be introducing Mystic Chat mode. Mystic Chat mode will use some of the Discord protocol. This will be a chat mode where basically you'll start almost like a blank group chat, a Mystic Chat mode, and the characters, like in the Discord, will be able to join you whenever they like, and I don't know if they'll be able to so much leave in this one, because obviously you'll have to sort of be finished with them in the roleplay, or they'll be able to leave by basically signing off. And that'll be a bit different, but in that one you will be acting. That will be roleplay. That will not be suppressed. That will be proper roleplay, and that will be done on the original screen. That will be done on this one. So it will look a bit like group chat, but it will basically... I may even ask to modify the group chat to allow Mystic Mode to work, which means we'll add a chat box that might say, let characters activate Mystic Mode, and that will probably let the characters come in and out when they want. And also allow the characters to respond without you responding to them. If that makes any sense. So they can chat amongst each other. And yeah, in regular roleplays it might be a little bit more chaotic, but I think that'll be a bit of the fun of it. So that'll be Mystic Mode, and that will be implanted for when you need it, you could say. But we'll have to get this up and running first. And I think that could be really good once we get it up and running. I've got plans now. I've implemented them into this rather big prompt for anti-grav next time we meet. So when the quota refreshes on Sunday, I'll be putting all this in and we'll get all these faults fixed. Lava, I mean, lava, we will not inject it, tiger need to be case sensitive, and like Discord to probably who you can. Yeah, because that's true on Discord, when you type the @ you do get a little pop-up saying who you can tag. They must see you before you speak. I also have now can change our WhatsApp we admit. That's admit or admit. They're acting by erasing everything written like this. Also for cards to speak like this. Admit. I'll put admit the quotes. Because I don't want to actually rip the speech. So rip the quotes. Rip the quotes from the speech. Please fix these things for me. So no, anti-grav, we have to help me with that. It's helped me invent this thing. But for now, I've still got all the marvellous, you know, things to roleplay. So it's not to say this version is not unusable. It definitely is very usable. And I can still play with it even before we get Discord mode fixed. We can play with Discord mode in its limited state, but it's not going to be as much fun. And probably not that not much fun. Some chats probably won't be that much fun at all. So that's it. I'm going to now close this Mystic Tavern. Thank you for watching this pretty long video. I'm not going to lie, that was a pretty long video. But it just shows you that with the power of anti-grav, I am now able to create my own mod. I don't know if this mod will ever be available for download. I will have to have a think about that. I'm having a few problems with my GitHub account at the minute. There's a bit of trouble going on with it. So that's the reason why I say this might not be up. I would like to get it up for you if I can, I will. But if not, then it's just going to be my own personal mod. Okay. Have a great day, my friends.